What's up, super players? It's the homie C-Rod, and today we got Yamcha, and we're gonna be making a Yamcha deck profile. You know, coming in with that Wolf-Fang Fist, the OG Dragon Ball character right here, Yamcha, and he is not bad. You know, in every other game that's Dragon Ball based, Yamcha gets the short end of the stick. Well, Yamcha's actually really good in Dragon Ball Super card game. Kid you not, this guy does not just die. This guy could actually win some W's, and I'll show you guys the beast mode that Yamcha is. So he has an auto, as you guys can see right here, and that auto means it automatically happens when this card attacks. You have to put 2 cards from the top of your deck in order to fulfill the burst 2 ability right here, and then you get to draw a card when he attacks. Very useful ability because we are gonna want some cards in the drop area to activate other cards in our deck. Then an awaken ability, as you guys can see right here, when you have 4 lives or less, you get to get 2 of your energies, turn them to active mode, and then flip this card over, and then he goes from Yamcha base form to boom, Yamcha the Hungry Wolf released. Woo! Yamcha with a Wolf-Fang Fist. You know, this guy's freaking beast. Now he has an auto sparking 5, meaning you need to have 5 in the drop area in order to fulfill his auto. And then when this card attacks, you draw 1 card and he gains critical attack, meaning if the damage is dealt to your opponent's life, instead of getting the life to their hand, it goes straight to the drop area, which is very useful. And this deck is full on aggression. You're gonna want to use your Kung Fu Wolf-Fang Fist action for releasing the wolf onto your opponent and just pressure them like crazy. Okay, then he has an activate main, which distinguishes Yamcha from every other leader. What is this activate main ability? Well, once per turn, you get to choose 1 red battle card in the battle area, and it can attack any of your opponent's battle cards that are in active mode. Why is this ability good? Well, I'm gonna tell you why, and it's gonna be because of a battle card that's in this deck, and it has to do with Yamcha. So this this activate main ability is so useful, and that is the wolf released Yamcha. So I added the mom Bulma. You know, Bulma is Yamcha's original bae. He was trying to get at her before Vegeta, you know, just snatched her away from Yamcha. But it's all good. This girl right here is beast. Activate main. Switch this card to rest mode, and you get to draw a card and give 5k power to one of your battle cards on the battle area. So this Bulma is very useful to boost up your power from your attacks, and you know, keep the aggression and the pressure going to your opponent. So these are our 1-drops. As you guys can see, these are the cards that we're gonna want to play ideally turn 1. So this is a very strong card right here. 5k 1000 power, and draw a card to your battle cards. Then this is another 1-drop that's very powerful in this deck. So these are our 1-drops. I'm gonna start off with the cards that only require 1 energy and move on forward. So for 1 energy, he comes into play. He's a 5000 power, as you guys can see, and he has an auto that when this card attacks, you get to choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand, and he gains a 10k power, making this guy go from 5,000 to 15,000, and critical as well. So meaning he is a 15k critical attack onto your opponent, and that ability is so useful to help you get to 4 lives to be able to awaken your Yamcha to the Wolf-Fang Fist Yamcha, releasing the wolf. So we are gonna have 4 of these because he is so useful to awaken. And then I added Baba, you know, the fortune teller Baba. The reason I added fortune teller Baba is because it's another card that helps us continue the aggression. She has an auto that when you play this card, you get to boost one of your Earthling cards in the leader area or battle area, and our leader is an Earthling because Yamcha is an Earthling card, and it gains 5k power for the duration of the turn. So it's kind of like Bulma, but it activates when you play her. And then another auto that when you combo with this card from the battle area, you get to draw 1 card, and on top of that, decrease one of your opponent's battle cards minus 5,000, meaning you can remove those little 5k battle cards that your opponent could play early game. So Baba is very useful. I only own 1 of these, or else the next card would all be Babas. But we have one Baba, and Rushing Warrior Pan pretty much does the same thing as Baba, but you know, not as cool. But you know, since I don't have the other Babas, I have to play Pan. And when you play this card, same thing. Choose one of your battle cards or leader cards that are red, and it gains 5k power for the duration of the turn. And when you combo her from the battle area, you also draw a card. So it's a 5k boost, combo, draw. Very useful. I would rather have Babas in here, but you know, Pan's the alternative just in case. So we have a total of, you know, 3 of those. And then Saiyan Kaba, 1 drops. Also helps us self-awaken. It's like the Trunks, 5k power base, but then when he attacks, when Saiyan Kaba attacks, you get to pick up a life, helping you self-awaken, like I said, and he gains 10k power, making him a 15k power when you activate his ability, and double strike, meaning he pretty much deals double damage, and that is a 15k double strike going to your opponent, continuously bringing the aggression to your opponent. And this deck is meant to punch your opponent fast as hell, punch him, and then use the ability of your leader Yamcha to finish him off, which I'll show you what the main card is. So we got Saiyan Kabas into the mix to keep the aggression going onto your opponent. And then we got, you know, everybody's pal Yamcha. And this is the judge one, because I was judging at, you know, Core TCG's World Tour event, sponsored by Bandai Bandai's event too, and I got this, you know, I managed to pull one of these Yamchas. This Yamcha is so good, works very well with this deck. It's a 2-drop, meaning it's 2 energies only. They have to be red, but when he comes onto the field, when he attacks, you know, when Yamcha goes in with an attack, you get to pick up 3 from the top of your deck and add 1 Earthling among them to your hand. And this deck is like 85% Earthling, so you're gonna pick something up. So it's very useful to search out Earthling cards and, you know, pretty much draw a card and bring in the pressure. So everybody's pal Yamcha, so useful. We're running 4 of these. This is the ideal second turn play. And then I added Trunks Surge of Energy. You know, it could have been Yamcha's son, but you know, Vegeta came in and took Bulma away, so it's Vegeta's son. But I added him in here because he's an Earthling. As you guys can see, he's an Earthling character, so you could be searched out with the Yamcha battle card, and he has an auto that when this card gains power, you also draw a card. And for that reason, we have the Bulmas in there to gain power, we have the Babas to gain power, and we have, you know, the Pan to give power, ideally to this guy, to keep the pressure and draw and keep a nice healthy fat hand to continuously just punch your opponent down with the Wolf Fang action. So we have 4 of these because it's another ideal turn to play, and it's more you know, draw power. Then our super combo, Master Roshi. You know, Yamcha trains with the Master for a bit, and Master Roshi is a 10k boost super combo, activates when you have 5 in the drop. Since our leader has the auto of burst 2, meaning every time he attacks, you're going to put 2 from the top of your deck in the drop. You're going to be able to fulfill the sparking 5, which requires you to have 5 in the drop at least to 10k boost and draw a card. And he's an Earthling card, so he's searchable with the Yamcha. So this guy is beast. And then we got Fearless Pan as well. Let me focus this. Fearless Pan, awesome Earthling card, searchable as well. Blocker, right, meaning you could redirect the attack to her to save your butt. Barrier, meaning she cannot be targeted by any of your opponent's skills, so she cannot be KO'd very easily with skills. And an auto that when you play this card, choose all of your other red cards and leader card that happens to be red, and they all gain a 5k boost power and double strike, causing full-on aggression, double strikes to your opponents, boosting to your opponents. And then if you happen to have the, you know, the GT Trunks that gains power when you boost it, you're gonna also be drawing. And this Fearless Pan is amazing. Super finisher. Final KO, double strike monster right here. Then we have Yamcha, the super rare at 100%. This is what makes our leader Yamcha flourish, because our leader allows us to, you know, pretty much grant the ability for any of our battle cards to attack battle cards that your opponent has in active mode. This card has a activate main ability, so you activate his ability, burst 5, meaning you gotta get 5 from your deck, put them in the drop area. When you do that, this card could attack, and if he attacks, his attack is non-negatable, so you cannot stop his attack with an extra card. And if your leader is a red earthling, you know, you have to fulfill that requirement. This card also gains the 6k power, and if he KOs one of your opponent's battle cards, this card deals 2 damage burn. This card is ideal to go for game. So you play him, you burst 5, you attack one of your opponent's battle cards in active mode or in rest mode, because our leader allows you to pretty much attack and grant the ability to go for active mode cards your opponent has. And he gains a boost, and he deals 2 damage if he KOs that card. Usually, sometimes your opponent has weak battle cards in the battle area. This card will go for them and just finish the job, because he is non-negatable Yamcha, and that's what makes this deck super freaking strong with the Wolf Fang Fist Wolf action. So yeah, this guy's freaking beast. We are running 3 of these because he is a good finisher. Then Chain Attack Trunks, 2 energies to evolve, and you just play it on top of a GT Trunks that you have, and this guy comes in hard in the paint. 20k. When he comes onto the field, you're able to play a 15k battle card from your hand onto the field. You can play the Pan that boosts up all your battle cards and grants double strikes. You could bring out Yamchas. You could bring out any 15k power card or less from your hand onto the field. And for 2 energies, evolve. And we have a lot of Trunks GT in this deck for evolving purposes. This guy is freaking clutch. So we have 4 of these for sure, because this guy brings in the aggro. And then we added Forcing Hit, one of the couple non-earthling cards in the deck. This guy you just have to add him. This guy's good. He's a double strike. When you play this card, you get to look at your opponent's hand and choose 2 of them and warp them away until it's, you know, the end of your opponent's next turn. Meaning you could literally do some mathematical algorithms to calculate if you could go for game or not. This guy's freaking beast, because you look at your opponent's hand. That is freaking killer. So we have 3 of these. That guy could steal games. And then since our leader, you know, has the ability, let me zoom in. Since our leader has the ability to grant the ability for our battle cards to attack any of our opponent's battle cards, even if they are in active mode. This guy, he's a double strike. He only costs 2 energies to bring out if you have 4 cards or less in your hand, including this card. And when this card KOs one of your opponent's battle cards, your opponent loses 2 damage burn as well. So he's like Yamcha, but, you know, slightly stronger. But I think Yamcha is slightly better. But this guy is an alternative to win. You know, he could go in for one of your opponent's battle cards, and if he kills it, you deal 2 damage to your opponent's life. And he could go for active mode battle cards, because our leader Yamcha is freaking beast. Then I added the Supreme Kai double strike. You could go for game, grant double strike when you combo with this card to any of your battle cards, or, you know, even your leader card. And since our leader gains critical, you could go in for a double strike crit, which is one of my favorite like ways to deal damage in this game. Double strike, double strike, double strike crit. This guy is beast. Why not add double strike? Go grant double strike whenever you need it to go for game. And then a secret rare, Frieza's Army Reborn. You know, quadruple strike ultimate, meaning you can only run 1 permanent. This card becomes a 5-drop if you have 2 lives or less. So instead of paying 8, you only pay 5. He nukes the field. He destroys everything, ignoring barrier cards on your opponent's side of the field. And you look at your opponent's hand, and you get to put one of their cards in the drop area and then go for game with a quadruple 40k double strike. Why not add this card? This guy's freaking monster. And then after image technique, you could strike a life if you have sparking 5, which you will because you're bursting a lot. And this guy is freaking so clutch because it's not a negate, it's a counter where you boost up one of your cards by 40,000 and you decrease one of your opponent's battle cards by 10k for the duration of the turn, and that ability is freaking so good. This card could like make you survive Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. This card is one of my favorite for sure. And then final card is that all you got? You know, you could remove battle cards that are 15k, you negate an attack, drop one card from your hand, minus 15k to any of your opponent's battle cards, and usually your opponent has some battle cards that are 15k, and then you could blow them up with this card. And we have 2 of these to finish the job. And that is the Yamcha deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. Yamcha's coming in hard in the paint with the Wolfang Fist, and I really love this deck. It's a lot of fun, and like we always say, y'all stay super.